Hello students. In last class we had seen the sociology of India into social organization. Under the topic we seen ashramas and purushatras. Today we are going to see the varnas and dharma and karma. Firstly we are moving to dharma. In last class in purushatras there was a one single type under purushatras, that is dharma, and another one is karma. Here in Hindu social organization, in our syllabus, they gave this dharma and karma as a separate social organization. So we had already seen about these topics, dharma and karma. I am just going to give a small outline about dharma and karma, and afterwards we will move to varnas. Firstly, this dharma, the Sanskrit word dharma, was equated to the English word religion, but religion basically indicates a system or a practice or the way of worship, whereas this dharma is not like that. Dharma is the experience of life, the living experience. That is what this dharma is meant of. It is the guiding principle of a life, and it also is a supreme principle of life, a complete rule of life. It leads a way towards the ultimate reality. It is not a supernatural belief, but a way of rational thinking, how a man is thinking. No myth is being included in a man's belief or a man's thinking. This dharma is always conscious, and it aims to achieve the highest perfection of human life. That is what namely called as moksha. According to Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, he pointed out every form of life, every groups of men has its own dharma, which is the law of its being, its own being. According to him, dharma is conformity with the truth of thing. Adharma is opposition to it. Dharma is nothing but it is the truth that we have been doing, that every human individual has been doing in its life, career. Whereas adharma is simply opposite to the dharma. Dharma is often connected with happiness and liberation. It involves knowledge of reality and performance of duties. Philosophy with the Hindus, according to Hindus, dharma is not a view of life. It is a way of one's life. According to Hindu, they think that dharma is not the view of life, it is the way of one's life. Hence, dharma means the rightness way of living. There are some of the kinds in dharma, namely Samanya dharma, Raja dharma, Sri dharma, Tambatya dharma, and Varna dharma, and at last ashrama dharma. Firstly, this Samanya dharma, it consists of general rules and duties of the universal human being towards the nature. That is, Samanya dharma means, for example, no human being should do violence, that is non-violence, stealing, everyone should speak truth. These are the moral values that we have been taught from our childhood. So the Samanya Dharma, it consists of these type of general rules and responsibilities of a human being. And secondly, Raja Dharma. This Raja Dharma meant of what this Raja Dharma means the duties and responsibilities of a king. King in the sense, every individual has our own duties and responsibilities in our life. So in that way, no one should exist, no one should come out of our own duties and responsibilities. And that is what this Raja Dharma is saying. And third one is Sri Dharma. This Sri Dharma is concerned with the duties and responsibilities, not only duties and responsibilities, and also the character of the woman. That is what this Sri Dharma is saying. And Dambhatya Dharma. In this Dambhatya Dharma, the duties and responsibilities of the husband and wife towards each other, towards their family, children, and with the society. What are all the duties and responsibilities are there? They should be carried out as a combined soul. That is what this Dambhatya Dharma is saying. And fifth one is Varna Dharma. We are going to see about Varnas. So in this Varna Dharma, no human being should neglect the duties of each and every Varna system. Actually, Varna consists of 4 different systems. So as if Varna says, no human being should come out with the Varna's responsibilities. That is what this Varna Dharma is saying. And Ashrama Dharma, as if we seen before, Ashrama Dharma consists of 4 different stages: Brahmacharya, Giriyashtra, Vanaprasatha, and at last Sannyasa. So this Ashrama Dharma, in this kind, the rules relating to different stages of ashrama in the life of man, such as Brahmacharya, Giriyashtra, Vanaprasatha, Sannyasa, these rules should not be neglected. These rules should not be broken. That is what this Ashrama Dharma is saying. And next one is Kama. In the same way, Dharma with the support, continue with Dharma, we are going to see Karma. Karma is the universal Hindu law of cause and effect, which holds a person responsible for his or her action and effects. According to one's good or bad action, the God, Bhagwan, rewards or punish. The word karma means human action or deed. We are constantly performing karmas, whether physically, mentally, or emotionally. A person's karma is responsible for good or bad consequences in his or her life. Nothing in this world happens accidentally or coincidentally. There is a reason behind everything, though it may not be clear to us at all the time. Good actions produce happiness, and bad actions lead to suffering and misery in the present or next life. A person's past action governs his present, and his present action have an effect on his future. This is the main theory, this is the main important point about this karma. A person's past action govern his present, and his present action have an effect on his future. That effect may be a positive or a negative according to the deed that the person is being done. This means that every person is to a certain degree the creator on his own destiny. This is what karma is. Karma is nothing but every individual who had done a certain things. It may be in past or present. According to that incident only, our future will be depends on. According to the deed that every individual had gone through, according to that only their future will be effective. It may be a positive or may be negative. That is what this karma is saying. And nextly we are going to see Varna. This is the main important topic in this Hindu social organization, the Varna system. This is the first emerging point of the each and every classes. It is the ancient Indian society, that is the later Vedic society, was divided into 4 divisions known as Varnas. It is comparable to the social classes are 4 in number, namely Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Sudras. According to this theory, Varna, they thought that this is the structure of God. The Brahmins had came from the mouth or head of the God, and Kshatriyas had came from the arm of the God, and whereas same Vaishyas had came from the thigh of the God, and at last Sudras came from the foot of the God. This is the theory that has been emerged in our ancient India. From this point only, the class system has been emerged. Varnas which are comparable to the social classes are 4 in number, namely, as we said, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Sudras. These Varna which existed in the Vedic society, these Varnas has been existed in the Vedic society. It is believed later on degenerated into numerable castes. Origin of Varnas. The division of Vedic society into 4 Varnas was based on the division of labor. On behalf of their work only, the Varnas, the class, has been divided. For example, the Purushaka of the Rig Veda throws light on the origin of Varnas. According to Purushaka, 4 Varnas emerged from the 4 different organs of the Lord. As per this belief, the Brahmanas was born from the mouth, and Kshatriyas from his arm, and Vaishyas from his thighs, and at last Sudras from his foot. What this division of labor is saying in Varna system? The different organs of the Lord from which the 4 Varnas were born. The different organs of the Lord from which the 4 Varnas were born represent the nature of work which was assigned to perform. According to the work only, the division of Varna system has been emerged. For example, the Brahmins were born out of the mouth of the Creator, concerned on learning, whereas why the Brahmins are mentioned they have been born from the mouth means they are concerned in learning, teaching and priest. That's why the Brahmins has been considered that they have been born from the mouth of the Creator. And secondly, Kshatriyas, who are born from the arms of the Lord, represent they have courage, strength, they are the warriors of those times. Kshatriyas have been the warriors. That's why they denoted Kshatriyas as born from the arms. And thirdly, Vaishyas. Vaishyas who emerged out of the thighs of the Lord. That's because the Lord had came to represent trading and commercial classes. In those days, these Vaishyas only have been doing trading and commercial classes. That's why they are represented that Vaishyas are born from the thigh part of the Lord. Whereas at last, the Sutras had mentioned in Varna system that they have been born from the feet of the Lord, because they pursued the task of serving the other three Varnas system. They have been born to serve for other three classes, that is for other three Varna system like Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. In this traditional theory stresses the organic unity that was visible in the society based on the work assigned to each Varna. Varna was a uniting rather than a dividing force. It was been there to unite. Hence there was no room for conflict or class war in those days. Each Varna performed the duties assigned to it for the common good of the society. Each Varna, that is each class, should do their own work so that there will be no kind of conflict within them or with the society. Varnas were not rigid, actually. Varnas was not rigid classes. As we mentioned before, Varna system exists on the principle of division of labor. No professional class was there by itself. No professional class was there. Whereas, if any member from the Sutras have been doing trading work, means they have been considered as a Vaishyas. It has been there in those days. Whereas, nowadays it has been changed. The Sutras have been doing only those kind of work. They should not do these kinds of work. It is being transformed in that format. On the whole, Varna or the class division, as it existed during the later Vedic period, it gave no room or any class to consider itself as being placed in a position of greater or lesser advantage to the other classes. Each Varna system, each Varnas has been decided to occupy a particular position in the society. Further, the Varna system provided the scope for the individual to develop his own personality. Each Varna, depending on its own, they assigned a task or work. The Brahmanas learning and knowledge, and the Vaishyas intelligence and skill development, and the Kshatriyas the power and action, and the Sutras for the fit for labor and services. Like this, every Varnas has been developed their own skills and talents to perform best in their own Varna. When you see here, this whole system of Varna has been mentioned. The whole social organization is here. Now here considered symbolically as a human being. from the human being means the Lord. They mentioned the Lord as a human being, and from that only they divided into 4 different parts as a each varnas. The whole social organization is here considered symbolically as a human being, the body, with its organs represented the social classes based on the principle of division of labor. In this same system only, several ideas is being expressed, whereas in Vishnu Purana, Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita, many kind of ideas and knowledge has been expressed, shared in this on the basis of this division of labor only. Though it was ancient in Indian society, it was a Vedic society. This Varna system has not been mentioned anywhere as a caste basis. Whereas now in our present society, due to this Varna system, the peoples have been separated or been divided. Now, in those days the Varna was not in a rigid, but nowadays it has been existing to a rigid pattern. Rigid pattern in the sense, in those days Brahmanas can go to the Kshatriyas work. Sudras can able to go to the Vaishyas work. But nowadays it has been changed. No Sudras can able to do the Kshatriyas, Vaishyas or Brahmanas work. It has been so rigid according to the classes, commercial classes, according to the classes. So with that, this Varna system is being converted into a rigid pattern in our present society. In those days there was no professional class, and it has been prepared and it has been made by its own self-sufficient, for its own self-sufficient only. But nowadays it has been changed. The Varna system prescribed by the Dharma Shastra on the basis of the cultural heritage of the Vedas as very much a value-based system. The cultural value was social harmony or the unity in the midst of diversity. In the midst of diversity only, the central value and the social harmony, the unity has been emerged. The Western societies often call it as the Western society often call it means the Varnas as the division of labor. Social justice was a part of this system. Social justice involves fairness, equality, humanity, freedom, cooperation and harmony and so on, and various constituents. All these characteristics were very much found in the Varna system. In addition, the system was designed to the maximum of social responsibility. By the time of epics and Puranas were reached the Indian society, the Indian society had undergone many changes and within the frame of these 4 classes. The 4 classes, it arose as innumerable caste. It is significant to note that there was nothing with a fifth class or the untouchable caste. Nowadays we have been seeing that untouchable caste. There was nothing with that fifth class, but it has been emerged. As if Dr. Radhakrishnan points out, the caste is a degeneration of the class or the Varna system. So in that point, the Varna system has not been mentioned anywhere else about the class or the caste, but it has been changed. It has been changed to the caste system with the support of this Varna system. That's what Radhakrishnan had pointed out. And at last, we have seen today the Varnas and Dharma and Karma. And with that, the Hindu social organization of ashramas, Varnas, Dharma and Karma, Purusharthas had been finished.